The Volquest 2-Minute Drill is brought to you by Food City, official tailgating headquarters of the Vols.
Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the Food City 2-Minute Drill on this Tuesday. Got to hear from Tennessee defensive coordinator Tim Banks. Knows that his unit's not been what it was a year ago, but also says they've done some nice things overall, but has to be better.
Well, I mean, they have to play better. And listen, he did a nice job today of he wasn't going to throw anybody under the bus.
Sure.
He was going to talk about the work that they put in and how they're working to get better, and they've got to be better, and he knows they have to be better. As he put it, we've not been good enough to win enough games, and that's the bottom line. Regardless of what your stats look like, we got to do a better job of giving us a chance to win games. And on the offensive side, you should feel the same way, and that's the disappointing part for where Tennessee is right now. Is they've let a couple of games get away that they shouldn't. Both sides of the ball are certainly involved in that, but defensively, this has not been the defense anybody thought it would be. They've not tackled as well, they've not got off the field as well, and they've not been very good in red zone defense. All things Tim Banks noted today. And
this team has not been very good at complementary football. When the defense has been a little bit better and given you a chance to win and made some flashy plays and scored on defense, the offense has not been great. Then there's been the Georgia game where you just simply couldn't get stops when the offense, did plenty enough to win that football game. So again, they've not played complementary football. Maybe they do that the last three.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the challenge, and that's where Tim Banks was at. He did not, and he answered every question and handled himself fine. He wasn't mad, but he wanted to talk about moving forward and not so much, diving into everything from the last 2 months, other than to acknowledge it hasn't been good enough, and they've got to play better than what they played.
Running the football, it to me, is going to be very vital, whether it be in the swamp next week or at home against Vanderbilt to close out the year. They've not ran it as well the last couple of games. I think some of that is the defensive schemes to try to load the box and take that away from Tennessee. But Sims said they got to get going.
Well, and I think the hard part for this group is just them getting in a rhythm. They've been better in the second half. They were better in the second half against Alabama running the football. Obviously, against Kentucky, they were better in the second half. But you look outside of Arkansas, their second half totals are better than their first half totals in SEC play. Why is that? Maybe they are wearing defenses down, as Darrell Sims said today. Maybe some guys are getting in a rhythm. How hard is it for those running backs to get in a rhythm when it's, somebody new basically every series to start the game? I don't know. I think that's hard for running backs to do. I think it's really hard for this group of running backs because I think their style of play is they've got to kind of feel it and get in a groove. And I think Deshaun Bishop is better on the back end of carries than he is at the start of the game in carries. And so I'm going to be fascinated to see if they continue to go the way that they've gone with the rotation. It sounds like they are. And if some of these guys can get themselves into a rhythm earlier in the game than they have so far in SEC play.
Finally, Miles Kitzelman did tell us that he feels like this team is made of the right type of things in terms of staying together. Still got a lot to play for, especially with a team that, can go and be the first team to win in the swamp. Take out the circumstances of what Florida is, like still going to win for the first time since 2003. So it's a team with a lot to play for, and he believes that the seniors and those upperclassmen will hold it together.
Well, and I mean, that's, Joey Aguilar said the same thing. That's the expectation as a competitor of what you do. First and foremost for Tennessee, they need to come out, be clean, not be sloppy on Saturday and sort of going through the motions. Those starters get their work done early, get off the field, let the young guys play, and then everybody can quickly turn their attention to the last two.
He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price. This has been the Food City 2-Minute Drill.
The Volquest 2-Minute Drill is brought to you by Food City, official tailgating headquarters of the Vols.